So, what do you think the Mac Mini lineup looks like moving forward? Is it Mac Mini and then Mac Mini Pro? So they just make it very clear: Mac Mini, M2 processor. Mini Pro is M1 Pro and M1 Max, because I feel like maybe this is a little bit of a niche thing, but if someone was to jump on the website and look at the differences, you would think, or some might think, the M2 is better than anything with the M1 in the name. So does that sort of make the lineup a little confusing, or are they just going to fork it out and say this is the regular and this is the Pro?
I've always been of the impression that they're going to do a regular and a Pro, just because of the rumors we've heard that they're going to have a color version, and I think color means consumer, M2, basic level. The question is, will they have that Pro version, and will it just be an option that you can select on any of them, or is it a different SKU that they actually refer to as like the Pro level machine? They kind of tried doing a Mac Mini Pro with the last generation before they switched to M1. It was like they never actually called it that, but they said it's very affordable and it's pretty powerful for what it is. So it's like you can do more Pro things with it. They tried that. I think it would be better to just dive all the way in and like say we have two SKUs. It's the Mac Mini, the Mac Mini Pro. Because also, if they only go for like the Pro version, which I think is what a lot of people's speculation is that this is gonna be a Pro level machine, I just don't buy it, because the Mac Mini is the most affordable computer Apple makes, and in order to throw in one of these more powerful chips, presumably it's going to make it significantly more expensive. So what was the acronym they used? BYO, bring your own keyboard, display, mouse.
Yep.
I can't even say that. BYOKDM.
DKM. I think it was DKM.
Display, keyboard, mouse. Yeah, which is kind of like the whole point of the Mac Mini, is that it's an affordable computer that if you're either on a budget, you would just want like a family computer or something like that, you already have your setup. This is something easy to throw in. But that also, works really well in both ways, where it works really well for a family computer, like the home computer that you just want something affordable. And it also works really well for the high end, where you have all your setup and everything. You just need some more power thrown into there. So I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to go both versions. The only thing I'm not sure of is if it's going to actually be a name distinction. But I don't know. I think they might do it only because if you look at every other product they have, they kind of do that name thing. So
yep.
iMac, and we're going to have the iMac Pro. We have the iPad. We have the iPad Pro. We have iPhone Pro. Like every other computer has it. Every other device has it. Why not the Mac Mini?
That's exactly, what we hypothesized that before, and I think it makes sense for them to start sort of going out. But then we get back to the weird thing with the MacBook Air is there a MacBook, or is it MacBook Air, MacBook Pro? That's something we'll have to see what happens with. But I think it's going to be Mini and Pro, like you said.
Yeah, I would agree. And for the MacBook Pro, the base level one, I think what's happening here is the MacBook Air was supposed to be announced here, but they're hitting some kind of snag, some kind of conundrum. And it's throwing everything off, because this is what I truly believe was going to happen, is they would do the MacBook Air with updated mini OLED, or not mini OLED, that'd be nice. Mini LED, that's what it's called, right? Mini LED display.
Mini LED.
The notch, beautiful notch, as we all love. Updated design, colors, all that great stuff in the new MacBook Air. $1,100, $1,200 starting price, I think, is the rumor, and also makes a ton of sense. That would then kill the current MacBook Air, which is at $999. And then we would shift down the MacBook Pro base model to that $999 price point. We now have the base computer that you get for schools, you get for your niece, you get, just the cheapest computer, still a Mac, still has the M2 power, all great there. Then you have the MacBook Air, which is really leaning into that Air name finally again. Instead of just being cheapest, it actually lives up to the Air name. It's thin, light, powerful, all that great stuff. And then we go on throughout the line. I think that was the original plan, but some kind of snag happened and now it's screwing everything up.
Hey, you! Thank you very much for watching this clip from the Apple Circle podcast. If you want to check out the full episode, hit one of those videos right here, and also hit the other surprise video to see a surprise clip from the Apple Circle podcast. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and subscribe to the Apple Circle audio feeds and on all your favorite podcast platforms linked down below. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to the main Apple Circle YouTube channel linked right down below.